Forbes magazine is out this morning with its 34th annual Forbes 400 list. It ranks America's billionaires. It shows that the rich are getting richer. The combined net worth of listed members is $2.34 trillion with a T dollars. That's a lot of moolah. And with a record $1.7 billion requirement to make the list, would you believe that 145 American billionaires did not even make the cut this year?
We are revealing the top names first on CBS this morning. At number 5, a tie between brothers Charles and David Koch. Amazon.com founder and CEO Jeff Bezos is 4th. 3rd is Larry Ellison of Oracle. Investor Warren Buffett is number 2. And topping the list for the 22nd consecutive year is Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. The Forbes 400 list is the cover story in the new issue of Forbes. And Louisa Kroll is the magazine's assistant managing editor.
Revelations 18:23. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Now Babylon the Great is the mother of whoredom, mother of the whores, the beginning of whoredom. And she sits on the red dragon and controls the red dragon. She's a part of the red dragon. And the red dragon is the 10 kings. Just to clear that up. And that's according to Revelation 17, verse 12. It says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. You see? And it say they receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So they all are connected, but it gives you more understanding when it points out Babylon the Great as riding upon the beast and controlling the beast, the whole red dragon. But they all are part of the red dragon. And so you got Jehovah wickedness and these Catholic priests that want to say Rome is the Babylon the Great. Some people say the Vatican is Babylon the Great, and Jehovah wickedness say the mother of all false religions in the world, or not the mother of false religions, but all of the false religions in the world is Babylon the Great. And this a bold-faced misunderstanding by the so-called red dragons, because it's when you look at the content of what Babylon the Great was, it has nothing to do with religion. It repeatedly and over say Babylon the Great. Now Babylon was a great city, a great nation. It ruled. When Nebuchadnezzar was ruling, he ruled all countries and all nations. And it calls it a great city. You see, even in New York, in America, they have a Babylon city that they call it. So they even named the place Babylon when they start founding this place. Now, the merchants is the ones that's going to mourn this place when it's destroyed. Not the preachers, not the false apostles, the false prophets. You see, the false prophets is not going to mourn when they situation fail. Because that's what the Jehovah Witness is saying, that it's the false prophets or false religion. But it ain't false religion, because why is the merchants and the great men of the earth mourning? The great men is mourning because this is America. America is the empire of the world. They have 600 military bases. They got an embassy in almost everybody's country. They got the greatest military technology, allies. Then when you go to verse 13 of Revelation 18 and say that they have these great men have chariots that they sell and make money off of. These great men, because it was naming the merchandise that the merchants were selling. So these great men have chariots. You see, they have great businesses that they're operating in. And so all of these businesses that they're operating is why they're going to be mourning. They're not going to be able to sell gold, nor silver, stones, pearls, linen, purple, silk, wood, ivory. You see, wood, brass, iron, marble, cinnamon, odors, frankincense, wine, oil, flour, wheat, beasts. You see, they're not going to be able to sell these cows and sheep and pigs and things. Horses. They're not going to be able to sell cars. And the big one, to let you know it's America, they're not going to be able to sell slaves, the children of Israel. They're not going to be able to sell them anymore, to use them for their business, to have employees with businesses over here and businesses over there. They're not going to be able to do these things. That's why they're going to mourn, and a lot of them gonna be able to hit the road and have a bunker in a whole nother country before this place is destroyed. And so that's why it says, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth. The great men of the earth, ain't even, some of them don't even deal with religion. When you go through these 100, she said hundreds of billionaires in America, or thousands of billionaires in America. People don't even deal with religion. They don't even deal with religion and none of that mess. They is businessmen. They got nothing to do with none of that religion crap. They don't have a big name in religion. Has nothing to do with religion. It's about the red dragon, the 10 kings of the earth, the great men that lives in those nations, the great men that's getting rich in America. You see, they got businesses all over the place. They don't just have businesses in America. They got businesses in other countries, but America has the slaves. America has the slaves that has to depend on their enemy for everything. Those 10 kings have the slaves. They have to depend on their enemies for everything. That's why when you go to Revelation 11 verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Now, the dead bodies is the slaves, because these individuals don't even know they're slaves. Just like back in the hard bondage in before 1865. Them years before them people didn't even really know they were slaves. They just feel like they understood that. I think they understood that they was being punished by Yahweh. But they didn't even realize that they were slaves. But this has nothing to do with religion. Babylon the Great is a great city, a great country, and it has merchants that's going to be mad when it's destroyed. And the merchants are great men, wealthy men That's always in the Forbes magazine. Letting you know these are the rich people in the world. Because these other countries really ain't on that level as this great city Babylon. And also, when you go to Revelation 17:5, it lets you know, it says, "For upon her head was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth." Sodomy started in America. Obama, he made gay marriage legal, and it went worldwide. Whoredom, mother of whores, another word for harlots. They started women wearing pants and wearing G-strings and having abortions and having Playboy magazine. The Playboy magazine lady, she promoted women's rights and the hatred of men and the Bible, saying that the Bible was just some concoction of these men that wanted to rule over women. And she promoted this whoredom, and she was the first one to do it out of all the other nations. The Muslim countries was trying to follow the Torah. The Chinese people, they wore long garments. The Africans, they wore long garments too, but also they was dealing in some traditional nakedness, but it wasn't on no, we had a right to do whatever we want to do type of stuff. They was naked but due to tradition. But America was telling the women, you be naked and do whatever you want to do, sleep whatever you want to sleep with. You have the right to kill your baby when you have it, and to sleep with any man that you want to, and tell your man what to do. See, that started here in America. That's why it's the beginning, the mother of all whoredom. And you got the merchants here, the business people. They got companies in Asia, companies all over the place, but their foundation is here in America, and most of them was raised up here in America, a bunch of red dragons. But the Jehovah's Witness and all these religions are just a smoke screen to try to block the truth of what Babylon the Great is. And it's America, spiritually Egypt, and spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, the spiritual Babylon. Now, to let you know the people that's running this place, when you go to Psalms, King David exposed this place too. Psalms is one of the greatest examples of how they identify this place with these red dragon Edomites. When you go to Psalms 137, starting at verse 7, "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof." Verse 8, "O daughter of Babylon," you see, "who ought to be destroyed." You see, Babylon is going to be destroyed. And so the children of Edom is the one running Babylon. They are the daughter of Babylon. These Edomites is going to be destroyed. The red dragon is going to be destroyed. And their biblical name is Babylon the Great. And so God is going to cause their allies and all of the kings of the earth to destroy them. See, the merchants ain't the kings of the earth. The merchants and the kings of the earth, they are the same, but at the same time, they're on different levels. Now, the kings of the earth did get rich off of Babylon the Great. Everybody participated, and live in luxury off Babylon the Great, because they can come over here and start businesses and enslave the Israelites. but mainly the great men that outdo all of them would be Edomites, and they would be great men of the earth who get money. So it has nothing to do with no false prophets. When you go through the description of Babylon the Great, you ain't gonna find no false prophets nowhere in here. It says nothing about a false prophet. So how could it be the false religion? No, it says nothing about false prophet. Verse 20 of 18 says, "Rejoice over her, thou heavens, and ye holy prophets and prophets, for God has avenged you on her." You see? Then it say in verse 24, it say, "And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and all that were slain upon the earth." So this is not pretty much a religion. The religion don't go out and kill people. You see, the religion don't go out and kill the Israelites. But America killed a lot of Israelites. They killed the Indians to get the land, and they killed the tribe of Judah, Benjamin and Levi, to bring them over to this land. So just want to bring that out about Babylon the Great. It is America, the head of the red dragon, the 10 kings, the 10 Edomite kingdoms that's ruling the whole earth. So the foundation of it is America and the 10 kings, and the whole earth is being controlled by them. That's why in verse 23 of 18 it says, "Deceive all nations." All nations is being deceived by this Babylon the Great. So he's in everybody's nation, controlling them and doing what he want, and he's controlling the other red dragons. Now Babylon the Great also have its own controllers. The elite Amalek. Amalek is controlling Babylon the Great. So they the elite red dragon, or red dragons. But they issue out certain assignments for certain individuals and give them money to do what they need them to do. Like Jehovah Wickedness, that's an Amalek operation. A lot of these other religions are Amalek's operation to confuse the Israelites. And they give them big money to go start these major religions and keep them going. Same thing with these billionaires and their companies. They get loans from the Amaleks to go do some kind of business for some purpose. So really the Amaleks gonna mourn over America, because they not gonna be able to operate no more. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Death to America. Death to these red dragons. Shalom.